YouTube, what's up? I hate to do this kind of video, but there's going to be a little of everything in here. I did find some new Hot Wheels. Not many. But this Gretty Custom 240 is pretty sick. I like it. I like the wheel choice. I like the livery. Not really too big on crazy graphics like this, but that one's not too overdone. And how about in the main line, a Gulf Porsche? You know, all the other Gulf Porsche cars from Hot Wheels are going for crazy money. That last RLC one is over $100 now. And this one's pretty dope. Pretty dope little car. It has the transparent lensed headlights, which I'm guessing are part of the windscreen. Really cool little car for a mainline. Definitely had to pick this one up for the collection. I have to say it every time. I don't buy a lot of Hot Wheels. I don't buy a lot of mainlines. Usually, I would say maybe one or maybe two cars per case. But this latest case had a handful. This Lamborghini is sick. It's a satin white. And it just looks killer. Satin colors on 1:64 scale cars really, really works well. That thing is so nice. That's a $1 car. I love what Hot Wheels is doing. There's so many little things that they're doing that I think people aren't even paying attention to. And there's one big one for me. It's another custom Datsun 240. So this is a different tooling than the Gretty. The Gretty is actually, this is actually just a Nissan Fairlady Z. That's what the casting is called. And then this one is called a Custom 240. They're similar, but they are different toolings. I'm not sure which one I like better. I probably like this one better because I really like the fender-mounted side views. That is something that is, it's iconic of the time for Japanese diecast, for Japanese automobiles. So really, really cool. Really cool graphics on it, real subtle. Anyways, the thing that they're doing that I'm taking notice of, I'm sure I'm not the only one, but if you look at all of these cars, you know, how many of these are new castings? You know, the Fairlady is only like a year or two old. Same thing with the Custom 240. That Porsche is a new tooling. This RX-7 is a new tooling. All these new toolings, if you look, very few of them, if any at all, have staggered wheels. That is so huge. They're getting it. The designers at Hot Wheels are getting it. I really have to take my hat off to all the diecast companies because they're all responding to what collectors want. The only company that's really not is Round 2. And they're doing it a little bit with Johnny. So I guess, you know, more specifically, I would say Auto World. Everybody else is just, you know, collectors say, hey, we want this. And the next thing you know, it's out. This right here, I think, is probably the nicest classic TV series Batmobile that I've seen in the main line. There's just something about the red tampos with this, it's almost like a metallic charcoal color. Really, really sharp looking. I really like it. I was very lucky to find these. And so all of those I found. These ones here I found on the secondary market, and I already have them. But of this one here, I only had one loose and one on card, so I picked up a few more to keep on card, just because I love these Hot Wheels Skylines. And then I got two of these, which I have one of these loose, so these will stay on card. Really nice detail on the back. Tail lights, got the GTR. This is a super treasure hunt that I will have to find. Got another one of these, so that'll stay on card. This is going to be, in 5 years, this is going to be a car to have right here. So grab yourself a few and just put them away. Let's see, what else did I get? Oh, I found one of these. I'll crack this guy open. And just hang in there, guys. You know, if you watch the channel, I saved the best for last. There's some good stuff coming. Here's the K1500 from Matchbox. I have this tooling, not this release, but I really like these wheels. These are probably my favorite off-road wheels from Matchbox. At least of all their wheels this size. I really like these. I wish they would do a smaller version of these. Pretty cool truck. Not too terrible. Got a nice aggressive stance to it. I would like to see this truck with a really nice, really simple livery with detail. That I would prefer that to all this nonsense on the side. I found this one today. And this thing is sweet, guys. This one, for $1 car, this one is awesome. But there's some things to take notice of with this casting. So, this year, 2018, marks the 100-year anniversary for Chevy trucks. And so we've seen it now from Hot Wheels, Matchbox, and Greenlight, the commemorative stuff. So this Silverado's nice. It's not my first choice on color. I really don't mind the color. What I think I don't like about it is the base. I almost think they should have done it in black. With the detail that they put on the front, I think they should have done it in black. It would have looked a lot better. Because, I mean, look, they took the time to put headlight tampos and a bow tie tampo and a license plate tampo. But this gray just looks awful. And then on the back, you've got taillights, reverse lights, you've got the Silverado badge, the 100 years, and the bow tie. So probably the most detailed 2015, there might be a 17 actually. It's a 2014 Chevy Silverado. It's probably the most detailed Chevy Silverado of all the ones they put out. And they put out a few nice ones. The only other ones that I know of is the red one and the blue one. And of those two, I prefer the blue one because the detail on the red one kind of blends in with the color of the truck. And with the blue one, it stands out a lot more. But there you go. I mean, that's $1 truck. It's a nice looking truck for $1. The scale, it says 1:64. We know that's not true. It's probably 1:76, maybe. It really does look nice, though. The camera doesn't really do it much justice. What else did I find today? How about I found two of these, 1947. I've never seen this tooling from Matchbox. At least I don't think I have. Yeah, oh, these wheels are definitely new. That's a really cool little truck, man. Alright, so I'll start off by showing you the bed. Got like a cream or like a flesh colored bed to simulate a wood bed. Really, really cool little truck though, but I don't know if the camera will pick up the wheels, but those are definitely new tools, new wheel toolings. Got the graphic there, MBX Auto Repair. There's your front end, headlight detail. Truck has a pretty nice little stance. Not a bad little casting. And I don't know if this is a new tooling or not. In my collection, I don't have any others like this, so I tend to think that it is. But I think they did do an older Chevy pickup. This is a 47.5. And for scale, it doesn't say. But anyways, I was happy to find that one as well. I think that one might be one that's hard to find, or that wasn't showing up when the first cases were hitting, unless I'm thinking of a different one. And then this one here, this is the one everybody's after. I was lucky to get two, so I will keep one on card, and I will keep one on display. I like this truck. I like it better than the Hot Wheels. Well, actually, I don't know. I think it depends on the release. I think the overall tooling of the Hot Wheels is better, but I think a lot of that is because of the front end, the grille on it. This one, I think, leaves a lot to be desired. You know, when you mold this with all this plastic, it just doesn't look great. Now, if they would tampo the detail onto it or something, then that might make it look better. But from the side, I really like this one. Especially when they give it the two-tone treatment, which they have done a few times. I've got a few of them with the two-tone treatment, but there you go. So this would have been probably like a custom deluxe or a Scottsdale or even just a Silverado, but really nice. So it's got the simulated chrome trim around the lighter brown and around the fender, the wheel wells there. You've got the tampoed indicators on the front and rear quarter panels. You've got the door handle, and you've got the badge at the back of the front quarter panel that looks great. So all of that detail looks fantastic. There's a sunroof in the top, which I don't know if the older toolings had that. And I don't know if you can see that interior detail, but it actually looks pretty good for a dollar car. Got that bench seat. There's your bed detail. They don't give it any tail lights, but someone with a steady hand could take care of that. And then it does come with the hitch. So this is a really cool truck. It's easily, and another thing, you get side view mirrors, something you don't get a whole bunch of with these dollar cars anymore. But this is hands down easily my favorite of all the Matchbox trucks. I now have that complete set of the Chevy trucks because I have the El Camino and the Avalanche. Honestly, it's not a set that I was after. The only one that I really wanted was this one, and I only would have bought it had I come across it in the wild for $1, or maybe at a local show for $2. Anything above that, I don't think I would have acquired it. So, all right, so a couple more things I gotta check. I've been texting Champion DJK, he did finally respond, so I'll finish this video and then I will get back at him. I picked up another one of these. So I have one of these loose and one on card. So now I have one loose and two on card. And it's this A-Team van. It's not the Chase, but just have a feeling about this one. You know, there really aren't any green light castings that take off. I mean, it usually takes at least 3 to 5 years before a particular casting will start climbing. But for some reason, I just have a feeling about this one. And I really shouldn't, because I'm sure they're going to make probably 15,000 of these. But I have a buddy who needs it, so there's always that too. And then I have this one loose, but I ran into it again tonight at such a good price I couldn't say no. And I think we all know where this one's going to go. So, anyway, so that's the haul. But I got one more thing to open. I promise you, you haven't seen this one yet on YouTube. This will be a YouTube first. If it has been seen, I would be surprised. It is a Johnny Lightning Miho exclusives. It's numbered 1 of 4,800. And you know, Greenlight does all this stuff with the Ford Broncos, with the Baja. The Baja Broncos, they just came out with the Baja Ram Charger. Well, now from Johnny Lightning, we have a Toyota Racing Development Baja Land Cruiser. How sweet is that? So let's not waste any time and let's get it out of the package where it belongs. Holy cow, that thing is beautiful. That is, oh, holy cow. They put a ton of detail on that thing. Wow. Well, let's have a look. There's a lot of detail on this guy. So, for those of you that aren't Toyota people, I think I am. I would definitely consider myself a Toyota person. I've had, I don't know, at least a handful of Toyotas in my life. I currently drive a Lexus, and TRD is a Toyota thing, and all it is, it used to be real big with the Tacomas in the late 90s, early 2000s. I think the Celicas had a TRD, and you could always get aftermarket TRD equipment, but it just stands for Toyota Racing Development. So in this case, you have the BF Goodrich livery with the TRD, and it's just a Baja Land Cruiser. So very, very cool. The black and white looks great. The silver bumper, white grille with detailed headlights, the blacked out grille with the Toyota. The turning signals on the fender look great. I like the black with the white top. I totally dig the BF Goodrich all-terrain TAs on it. Got the same tires on my Lexus. And here's where I notice what I believe to be quite a bit more detail than what we've seen on the others that have come out so far. So you can see all of the silver, I don't know if those are like latches or what they are, but all of the little intricate details on the back look to be detailed, including on the bumper. You have the brake lights, reverse lights, and indicators, all three separate and all three detailed. To compare it, here's another Miho. This one came out a few months ago. I did a video on these, and I got a bunch of them. I don't have all of them, but And it looks like it's actually about the same. So for some reason, it just seemed more noticeable with the new one. It's got the TRD license plate. So this is your more... This is still a Miho exclusive, and it came with these big meaty tires on it, but I did a wheel and tire swap to give it a more stock look, which in this case I like. I like to have a variety. I don't want them all to have big meaty off-road tires, and I really like these steely wheels. So this is your more stock look, and I think this was a factory color option. And I have probably another 7 or 8 of these that I'm not going to show. I just wanted to show you a stock one for reference. And then here's the badass Baja Toyota Miho exclusive. You're not going to find this at Toys R Us or Walmart or any of those box stores. You're going to have to go to a distributor or go online, and it's probably worth it. I think you can get it around $10 shipped. Very, very cool truck, though. I really dig it. So that's it. Not a lot of premium diecast in this video, mostly mainline stuff, which I don't like to do. But as far as mainlines go, I think these are some pretty nice ones for the most part. I really like that RX-7 tooling. That came out pretty nice. But definitely loving that thing. Another thing, too, I don't know if he watches, but a buddy of mine, I'm working on a layout for him. He's one of the best dudes in diecast. He's up there with, like, Champion DJK as best guys in the hobby. But he wanted me to make him a little layout. He has a little custom, it's like a roached out custom, it's like a graveyard car. And he wanted the word he used is ominous setting for it to be broke down. So I got the base done. And this was actually, so I found this box. There were 3 of them, and 3 different sizes. One sat inside of the other, sat inside of the other. This is the smallest of the 3. He wanted a small base, so this is probably a little bigger than he wanted, and obviously I have a lot to do with it, but they're balsa wood, so they're super light, and I found a new drywall spackle at Dollar Tree. So for $1, you don't get nearly as much, but it's lightweight, and you can do some different stuff with it, because it's more like it's hard to explain, but it shapes more like a shaving cream, whereas the stuff you get at Walmart and Home Depot shapes more like a cake frosting. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but I was a little worried about it sticking, because it's Dollar Tree and usually their stuff is really, really cheap. But when it dried, I sanded across the middle here, and I'm pretty sure they put white glue in it because it was sanding off like very, very differently than the other stuff that I've used. But I like it because it so far seems to be really durable, and it's just incredibly light. So I think that's a good start. Obviously, I need to get some vegetation down. I put some features down to get the road more defined. We'll have some shrubs and some deadfall and a couple of trees on both sides. We'll have some boulders and some gravel. We'll probably have, plants and just vegetation. It'll look good. I'll show you guys the finished product before I give it to him. But the cool thing about it, one of the other cool things about it, is this will fit in a medium flat rate box. So I'm thinking about maybe getting a couple more, because you get the three of these was $10. At Hobby Lobby, the base that they have that is about this same size is like $10.99, and it's plastic. So you get three of these for less money, and they're wood. So, but it fits in a medium flat rate box. So, you know, if I've had a couple people ask me, so I might be able to maybe make some little displays for some people. And probably hard to tell now, but when it's done, I think it'll make for a nice little display. It was fun putting all this gravel on here. I gotta tell you guys, if you guys do layouts, the worst part of doing a layout is getting all of the gravel glued down. It's very time consuming. It takes a lot of patience. But now this is just like a big old thing of sandpaper. I mean, it's really on there. None of this is loose, but it has a really good look to it, I think. Anyways, that's the video. Thank you everybody for checking it out. I've got a lot of cool stuff on order. I probably won't have it until the middle of next week, maybe even towards the end. But I will be back with some cool diecast videos when I get that stuff. So stay tuned for that. And everybody have a great weekend. I will holler at the next video.